Like damn, she wanna afford to touch me. I say I want it, and she got it.
What's good? It's your boy JayThat'sMe. Let's get into AEW Dynamite from July the 3rd, 2024. A very solid show. One of the better Dynamites AEW has produced in months. They are headed in the right direction of what they're doing. So we kick the show off with Renee Paquette. She introduces us to Daniel Garcia, who's going to challenge Will Ospreay in the main event for the AEW International Championship. Garcia says it's a big night for him, and he respects Will Ospreay. He puts it on his mother's life. He will not lose tonight. MJF comes in and says that tonight is all about the main event match. He's going to be in the corner of Daniel Garcia. And then Matt Menard, a.k.a. Daddy Magic, says everything that he's done for Danny, he's all right with him. He's referring to MJF, so that's fine. All right. Moving on, Bryan Danielson defeats Pac in the first match of the night. So he's still in the semifinals. This was a solid match. Danielson got the win via a roll-up, which is fine. This protects Pac, and I liked it. These two guys work well together. This is their third time working together, and they mentioned that on commentary. They've wrestled two other times. I believe they said it was back in either 2009 or 2010 or something like that. I can't remember. One of the two. Moving on. So we go backstage with Renee Paquette, who's talking to Willow Nightingale. Willow Nightingale says that life can be miserable if she didn't look on the bright side. Willow says Chris Statlander and Stokely halfway mock her. Willow talks about a friend who has the devil in his bloodstream. Then she talks about a little girl who lost the TBS championship and then kicked down the door to be a two-time Owen Hart Cup Foundation champion. She says that she'll go on to Wembley and become the new AEW Women's World Champion. Nice. I love Willow. Solid promo. Really good shit from her. Willow is awesome. Willow is great. She is very, very good. Very good on the mic. She's AEW's version of Bayley, if we're being honest. And that's not a bad thing either. That's not a bad thing. Moving on. So, Mark Briscoe, he's out next for whatever reason. He says that he should represent the Bash Tag Team. He talks about them boys. Rest in peace, Jay Briscoe. He says they call him Chicken, but he's not scared of shit. He says that Jack Perry must have had some lucky charms to win the TNT title. Mark Briscoe says that this week is Shark Week. He declares himself a member of Team AEW for Blood and Guts. He says those boys don't know what violence or blood and guts is. And then out of nowhere, Jack Perry shows up and attacks Mark Briscoe from behind. Kyle O'Reilly gets involved. And then out comes Okada. And he's able to beat down Mark Briscoe and Kyle O'Reilly. And then Matt and Nick Jackson, they come out to join the fun. And then the Acclaim, they come out and then they basically scare the heels off. So this is fine. Makes perfect sense, although this Elite takeover angle has been utter shit. Let's just go ahead and get the kibosh and the flamethrower and just get rid of it altogether, shall we? Moving on. So, Renee Paquette, she's backstage with Mariah May and Toni Storm and Luther. So basically, Toni Storm is hyping up Mariah May. She's going to be facing Hikaru Shida. on Rampage. Okay. We all know that Mariah May is going to go to Wembley. She's going to be she's going to take on Toni Storm at Wembley. That's the best thing they can do, really, if we're being honest. Moving on. So, Willow Nightingale, she qualifies. She advances in the Owen for the women. She defeated Chris Statlander via roll-up. I didn't like that. I don't know why you would have 2 roll-up finishes. That's not good. She could have won like via a count-out finish or something like that, or something. Or maybe Chris Statlander, my bad. Maybe Chris Statlander could have got real pissed off and tried to bring in a chair to hit Willow, something like that. That's what I would have done. So like a DQ finish. But you don't want to do 2 roll-up finishes back-to-back, basically. You just don't want to. That's not a good one. But it is what it is. Moving on. So, Renee Paquette is backstage with Jay Lethal. My bad. Jeff Jarrett, who will be in the Owen. So, Jeff Jarrett walks off, and Jay Lethal said that tonight is about Jeff honoring Owen Hart. Okay, that's cool. That's fine. Moving right along. Moving on. So Tony Schiavone is out next. He introduces us to Britt Baker. The two of them embrace real quick. She comes out to a really good reaction. So Britt Baker, she gets on the mic. She said that she's missed everyone. She talks about past, present, and future. She starts with the past. She said, people want to know where she was for the last 10 months. The answer is she was injured. She says back in November, she was banged up and not mentally good. Britt said that she had blurred vision and her arm was tingly and could not open a bottle of water. She said she spent a week in the hospital and she basically had a mini stroke. She didn't talk to Tony Khan, and she said that she was going to take time off to get healthy, and now she's cleared. She says that she was never more nervous and unsure of herself when she came out at Forbidden Door, and she wondered if anybody would really care. Britt Baker said at Forbidden Door on Sunday, when she needed AEW and when she needed the fans, she'll always be in the fans' corner, and it means it from the bottom of her heart. Britt Baker says, we all have the impulse to be elite. Britt Baker says, then speaking of elite, she has heard that there's a new face of the AEW women's division, and it must be so rewarding for her. CEO, those 3 letters, she probably earned those letters for years. That Britt says the CEO has her music piped in, and the only 3 letters that matter in AEW is DMD. So we go to the Titantron, aka the big screen. A car pulls up. Mercedes comes out with both her titles. She meets with the elite outside of their building, Matt and Nick Jackson. So Mercedes comes out. She's in the ring. The crowd boos the shit out of her. Mercedes says to Britt, did she interrupt something? Mercedes says it's time for Chicago to celebrate their double champion. Mercedes says she made Forbidden Door famous. Then the fans break out into a shut the fuck up chant, which was great. I love that. Mercedes tells Britt to get a look at what a real star looks like. Then Britt says all in. Britt tells Mercedes that she was the first female to wrestle at All In and wrestled at All In last year when Mercedes was looking like a broke bitch with a broken leg in the stands. So then Britt challenges Mercedes Moné at All In. And Mercedes tells Britt she needs to get in the back of the line, bitch. Then Britt Baker asks her, what line? Mercedes says, there's a price to pay when you mess with Mercedes Moné. And then Moné holds up both her championships and exits the ring. So that was cool. I dug that. I thought that was really, really good. This is great. I'm glad that they didn't come to blows at all. So we've got basically 7 to 8 weeks of just great promos from both these women, and I'm down for it. I'm ready for it. I think this is the best match that you could do. Although, again, I'm not a fan of both of them fighting. I mean, both of them being in the mid-card, having a mid-card feud, when really and truthfully this should be for the AEW Women's Championship, but it is what it is. But this is fine, and I'm down for it. I'm down for the feud. This does need to be a feud. So we need to get 3 matches out of this. We could do the first one at All In. Maybe we could end the final one at, I want to say, Full Gear. I think that would be great to end their feud there in November. But we need a long feud between these 2 women. We need it. But this was a good start. This is great. Moving on. Chris Jericho, he's out next. So he has a clipboard. He gets on the mic. Chris Jericho says that he wasn't on the show, but he thought he would guest commentate since he has to have his TV time. Chris Jericho says Hook still has a move at Forbidden Door. Chris Jericho says the worst is Taz, who's supposed to be biased and act like a mark. Chris Jericho says that he talked to the EVPs and he was going to sit at the commentary table. Taz can't be around Chris Jericho. Then Chris Jericho says that he has an executive order that says Taz has to leave the commentary table and the arena. And so Taz is then escorted out the arena via security, which was great. I love that. That was good shit. That was great. That popped me. that was great. Good shit. So, this led us into a 6-man tag where Samoa Joe, Tatsuya Shibata, and Hook, they defeated the Gates of Agony. Who cares? And then post-match, W. Morrissey, he hit the ring. He took out he took out Samoa Joe and Hook with steel chairs. So Shibata is beaten down by Brian Keith, who puts his arm in a chair and stomps on it. Chris Jericho then nails Hook with the the FTR title. No, the FTW title, my bad. Then W. Morrissey picks up Hook. So Brian Keith then hands Chris Jericho brass knuckles, and Chris Jericho decks Hook and square straight in the head. And then Chris Jericho and Brian Keith, they get a table, and then Big Bill then chokeslams the shit out of Hook through a table. This was great. So I do like this. Moving on. So Hangman Page made his return. He was the wild card. Everybody basically knew this. This was basically 1,000% predictable. So Hangman defeats Jeff Jarrett. Hangman is basically a tweener. So towards the end of the match, Hangman hit a buckshot lariat. Then he beat the shit out of Jeff Jarrett, and then he hit the Deadeye for the 1, 2, 3. This was great. So Hangman is a tweener, and I'm down for it. Moving on. So Chris Jericho is backstage. Everyone's trying to get an update on Hook. So Brian Keith, W. Morrissey, and Chris Jericho attack Hook, and then Chris Jericho tosses a fireball in his face, which was great. And Hook goes down screaming as the trainer attempts to check on him. That's fine. Really good stuff. Moving on. So, Renee Paquette, she tries to talk to Hangman Page as the elite. As the EVPs attempt to hug him and tell him that as long as he scratches their back, they'll scratch his. They say they lifted the suspension and need a fifth man for blood and guts. Hangman Page grabs Nick and says he's not their puppet, and says he's in the Owen Hart tournament. He doesn't need them, and then he storms off. This is great. I love this. I absolutely love this. So basically, Hangman is a total tweener. He's a loner, and I like this. This is great. So Hangman has total vengeance on his mind, and he's just focused on becoming champion again, basically. So I like this. He's my pick to win the Owen, and I'm down for it. He's going to defeat Jay White come Collision, and he's going to defeat Danielson in the finals. So yes, let's go with this. I'm down for this. Main event of the evening: will Ospreay defeat Daniel Garcia via the Hidden Blade? MJF wanted Garcia to use the diamond ring. Garcia, he refused, and immediately right after, when Garcia turned around, he ran into a nasty Hidden Blade for the 1, 2, 3. Post-match, we had a great angle. So Garcia, he's super emotional. Will Ospreay, he gets in the ring, he talks to him, he hugs him and everything else. So, Will Ospreay then leaves. MJF gets in the ring, tells Garcia that it's on him, and it's on him and not Garcia, and that these people still love him. MJF gets Garcia to his feet, and then MJF then low blows Garcia. He beats the shit out of him with the diamond ring. He puts it on. He also beat the shit out of Daddy Magic, aka Matt Menard, and busts him open. He beats up security with the diamond ring as well. And so MJF beats the shit out of Garcia with the diamond ring, and he busts Garcia open pretty bad. Then MJF does a tombstone off the second rope to Garcia. So this was great. Will Ospreay came out. MJF dipped out. And Garcia was also stretchered out. So this was great. He was stretchered out in a neck brace and everything. This was great. And basically, MJF's going to be kicking off Collision live on Saturday. So that's fine. But most of us are going to be watching Money in the Bank. But I will definitely go back and watch MJF's promo. So this is great. This was great. MJF reverting back to his dastardly heel ways is best for business. This makes perfect sense. And I don't know how anybody can be against this. Heel MJF is best for business. So MJF more than likely is going to be facing Will Ospreay at All In. Mercedes is going to be facing Britt Baker at All In. All In shaping up to be nice. We also are going to probably get Hangman and Swerve for the AEW Championship at All In. And we're more than likely going to get Toni Storm and Mariah May at All In. So All In is shaping up to be very good. We've got 2 months to build it. Well, not per se, not 2 months per se, but about a month and a half to build it. So this is great. Really good stuff here. I enjoyed it. So the MJF angle was great. Hangman coming back with a vengeance is great. So good stuff all around. But what did you guys think of Dynamite? Have a happy, safe, fun 4th of July weekend. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.